If you've ever caught yourself mid-sentence and thought, I sound just like my mother, or found yourself handling a situation exactly the way your father did, even though you swore you'd do it differently, you know the fear I'm talking about. It's the fear that no matter how hard we try, we're destined to repeat the patterns that hurt us. But the moment you started questioning whether you'd pass on your trauma, you already began changing the story. Your parents might never have asked themselves that question. You are. When we talk about childhood trauma, we're not just talking about the obvious abuse you'd see in an after-school special. We're talking about the subtle stuff too. The parent who never asked how you felt, the one who loved you only when you achieved something, the household where showing emotion meant you were weak or worse, in danger. Maybe you learned early on to make yourself small, to be the good kid, to never cause problems because problems had consequences you couldn't handle. All of that lives in you now. It's in your body's automatic reactions. It's in how quickly your heart races when your kid talks back. It's in that voice in your head that sounds suspiciously like someone from your past. Here's what I need you to hear. You can break this cycle without being fully healed first. You just need 3 things. Know what you're working with. Be intentional about your choices. And commit to healing yourself while you raise your kids. Let's start with knowing your triggers. Really knowing them. When does your body tense up? When do you feel that familiar dread or rage rising? Maybe it's when your child ignores you and suddenly you're 8 years old again, terrified of being invisible. Maybe it's when they cry and you feel this desperate need to make it stop because crying wasn't allowed in your house. You need to map this territory. Write it down if that helps. Notice the pattern. This isn't about judging yourself. It's about creating awareness so you can interrupt the pattern before it takes over. Getting professional help isn't optional if you're serious about this. Find someone who gets trauma, who understands that your body remembers what your mind tries to forget. You need more than someone to nod sympathetically while you talk. You need someone who can help you process what happened, not just analyze it. Now here's your most practical tool, the pause. It sounds simple, but it's revolutionary. Your kid does something that lights up every alarm in your system. Before you react, stop, breathe, count to 5 if you need to. In that space, ask yourself one question. Am I reacting to my child right now, or am I reacting to my childhood? Most of the time, it's both, but that pause gives you a chance to respond to what's actually happening instead of what happened 20 years ago. And listen. You're going to mess this up. You'll yell when you didn't mean to. You'll say something harsh. You'll react from that wounded place inside you. This is guaranteed. But here's where you have real power. What you do after you mess up. Go back to your child. Look them in the eye. Say the words, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have spoken to you that way. That was about my own stuff, not about you. You didn't deserve that. Do you know what this does? It teaches them that love doesn't require perfection. It shows them that adults can be wrong and own it. It proves that your relationship is stronger than your mistakes. Your parents probably never did this for you. You can do it for them. Emotions are probably complicated in your house. If your parents couldn't handle feelings, you probably can't either, at least not naturally. But your kids are feeling factories. They're going to be angry, sad, scared, and overwhelmed, often all before breakfast. You can't give them skills you don't have, so learn to sit with your own discomfort. Practice feeling your feelings instead of numbing them, fixing them, or exploding with them. When your child melts down, your job isn't to stop the meltdown. Your job is to stay steady while they ride it out. Say things like, you're really upset right now, and that's okay. I'm here with you. This is hard, but we'll get through it. You're literally rewiring both your brains when you do this. Boundaries might be confusing for you. Maybe you had none, or maybe you had walls instead of boundaries. Healthy boundaries aren't about control. They're not about making your kids do what you want. They're about creating safety through consistency. Your kids need to know what to expect from you. They need rules that make sense, consequences that fit the situation, and flexibility when it matters. And they need you to show up, not just physically, but emotionally, to play with them, to be silly, to get on the floor and enter their world instead of always pulling them into yours. If you grew up on high alert, constantly scanning for danger, This might feel impossible at first. Do it anyway. Set a timer if you need to. Give them 15 minutes of your complete presence. No phone, no worrying, just being together. Here's a hard truth. Watch how you talk to yourself. That cruel voice in your head, the one that says you're not good enough, that you're messing everything up, that you should be better by now? Your kids will learn that voice from you if you're not careful. They'll learn it's normal to hate yourself for mistakes. They'll learn it's normal to never feel satisfied with who you are. Talk to yourself the way you want them to talk to themselves. When you mess up, try saying, "I made a mistake, but I'm learning," instead of, "I'm such an idiot." Small shift, huge impact over time. Your kids aren't here to fix you. They're not your therapists. They're not your second chance at childhood. They're not responsible for making you feel worthy or loved or successful. I know how tempting it is to look to them for what you didn't get, but that's backwards and it's not fair to them. They're children. Let them be children. You don't need to parent perfectly. You need to parent consistently and with care. Perfectionism is just trauma in disguise. It's you trying to control outcomes because you learned early that not being perfect meant not being safe. But your kids don't need perfect. They need real. They need someone who tries, messes up, tries again, and keeps showing up. Build your village. Find your people. You need other adults to remind you that you're not alone, that you're doing better than you think, that your struggles are normal. Find a therapist, join a parenting group, connect with other parents who are doing this work. Let people see you, let them help. Isolation is where trauma thrives. Connection is where it heals. Even if attachment was broken for you, you can build it now. Through therapy, through healthy relationships, through doing this work, you can develop what researchers call earned secure attachment. You can become the safe person you needed, and then you can be that person for your kids. You can notice when they need you and respond. You can see them as their own people, not extensions of you. You can stay regulated when they're dysregulated. You can be predictable in your love. Teach your kids their bodies belong to them. Ask before you hug them. Let them refuse kisses from relatives. Respect their privacy. Never use physical punishment. This is non-negotiable. You're teaching them they have a right to say no, that their instincts matter, that their body is theirs. You will hurt your kids sometimes. Not like you were hurt, but in small, human ways. That's okay. It teaches them that relationships include disappointment and that they can survive it. What matters is repair, safety, and keeping the hurt small enough to process. Your past doesn't need erasing, only integrating. When healed, your trauma can make you a more aware and compassionate parent. You know what kids need because you know what you didn't get. Breaking the cycle is hard. It means facing truths, feeling old pain, and changing patterns that feel familiar. But you're already doing it. Every pause, every apology, every time you allow your child's feelings, you rewrite the story. You are not your parents, and your children are not you. This is a new story, built choice by choice, through connection rather than control. You don't need perfection, just effort. In healing yourself, you're giving your kids a better childhood and becoming the parent you once needed. Take a breath, give yourself credit, get support, keep going. Your love and awareness are enough to stop the cycle with you. This work is courageous, and it matters.